hey viewers out there, I'm your goddess Nazca. Here with Truckermon, we're reacting to
South Park Brainrot is terminal.
I love the new South Park. Yeah, with frogs are fellows of a dawn. Yeah.
I wasn't planning on making a video,
really
but you know,
enjoyed that.
being the South Park guy, I kind of have to. So quick update on the previous video I made. It actually
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he's his uncle. He also runs a media thing called the Young Turks, I think. So.
Yeah.
She got taken down due
Back
to
to South
copyright by Paramount, which is the first time in a very long time I've had a video straight up blocked due to copyright. Normally they just end up taking my revenue from it, but I've currently disputed this copyright claim, which means that it's going to be back up until they decide what they're going to do. Oddly enough, my boy Slush also got hit.
Did we do a react to that one?
Yeah, and I don't remember
Are we getting
You would have seen it before I did.
I need to go look at a thing later.
I think we're fine.
His video taken down on the same episode, so I'm sure you could link this to some grand conspiracy, but I really don't care. But anyways, new South Park, let's talk about it. So normally I write like a whole script for my videos, but due to my illness, I don't really feel like doing that right now, so this one's just come.
Did I even say hi?
I think you did.
I think it did.
I think it did.
I think it did.
Anyway, we'll just go.
Hi.
Kurt, his son's uncle, is a guy who's from the Young Turks. Okay.
Coming off the dome, we're freestyling it. So the
I had
first thing I
some
noticed
of
about this episode is the
Jupiter's
fact that it's labeled
moved
as
into
season
a
28,
pilot,
episode 1, instead of season 20.
Wait a minute. This episode's labeled season 28, episode 1. Did they just...
Huh.
7, episode 6. I thought this was a bug at first with the broadcasting, but
Weird.
no, on Paramount Plus it says this is
Other
season
than
28,
more
episode
possible.
1. People have speculated that the reason they've jumped to another season is to make up for last year's season that they did.
Yeah, I'm still trying to organize all of our videos. I wish we did this from the get-go, but we didn't have a bunch of different categories that we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have. That doesn't really make sense to me because you're getting the same amount of episodes either way, so I don't know about that. For whatever reason, it seems like they're going.
I do not. I actually do not. Yeah, that was in this whole episode with the 67. I don't get it.
That's very... I prefer the 69.
Yeah, 69. What are these
With two
kids with
5-episode
67
seasons
for?
back to back.
34.
I have no clue why, but I guess welcome to season 28,
687?
everyone. We're done with season 27. Hey, it's Editor Blooms here. I'm currently losing my mind because I think I just realized why they decided to skip to season 28. I genuinely think the reason they decided to skip to season 28 instead of finishing season 27 is because the next episodes would be episodes 6 and 7. I know that sounds kind of insane, but we don't have any explanation, and it would not surprise me at all if that was totally an intentional joke they made. Anyways, back to the video. And we're opening...
I need to know why. What is up with 6 and 7?
Well, we're not teenagers, so we don't get it.
Dude, it took me forever to get 69.
I thought 6 was afraid of 7, but it was 8, 9.
Right, that's what I was thinking too, but I don't get how that's so funny. I know it's a joke. That's an old joke. What are they doing with 67 now?
I don't know if I can get the mouse to work.
Is it supposed to sound like
season
something
28
sexual?
with an absolute bang as they go after the
Yeah,
6-7
exactly.
meme. Now, the 6-7 meme is something I would have no clue how to explain to anyone above the age of like 15. It's just kind of one of those if you know kind of things. It's just like wrapped in...
When this happened, we were watching, I cringed into a ball. It was like, oh, God.
I can't even think of anything that I did that was like this when I was in school.
Oh, we got a new message from
Will.
Will.
Will. Hello. Willy. What does the 6 and 7 mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're too old for that.
18 different layers of irony, and it's totally incomprehensible to anyone that hasn't been following the meme since its inception. And luckily, the episode doesn't even try to explain it at all because it's pretty obvious that Matt and Trey have no clue what it means. And I think that's for the best because instead of...
It's literally just something that the new generation of kids, like kind of how back when we were kids and we made up dumb shit too. But hell, I gotta say, I was old even when I was in school. I did not get any of this stuff back when I was in school either.
Apparently, it's a new 420.
Yeah, just numbers. Numbers be fun. Gummy. I still think 69's
Trying to explain
better.
it, they just use it as like this weird satanic ritual to bring about the Antichrist. After I saw this teaser, I made a joke on Twitter about how they need to get Trey's daughter out of the writer's room, which obviously was just a joke, but it is pretty funny to try to imagine her explaining this to Trey and him just being completely dumbfounded by it. But the whole 6-7 thing was really just a minor plot point. The biggest focus of this episode was actually...
Okay, the joke with 420 is that was the time you used to meet. It's a weed joke. Basically, that's the time you meet behind the high school to smoke weed. That's where that came from. If that makes sense.
6-7, the new 69 meme. I'm guessing that's the only thing I could figure.
I like how we get wrong.
I'm trying to think of what the sexual position would be with 6-7.
Sucking the dick? I don't know.
On Christianity. Specifically, it targets this new...
but that's what 69's for, because that's supposed to be... The woman faces the dinky, the man faces the vidgy, and that's what the 69's about. What's this, the 67?
Just a woman sucking the dick, and that's it? I don't know. I'm too old.
Brand of like MAGA Christianity that seems to be pretty far removed from any actual Christian values. And because of Satan being pregnant and the coming of the Antichrist, they end up inviting an expert on the topic to the town. This being Peter Thiel. And what's funny is I actually predicted this in my last video.
I like the song. I'm Peter Thiel and I know about the Antichrist.
Although I do find it a little odd that he's so against the coming of the Antichrist, considering his ties to Peter Thiel, but that's a topic for another day. I don't really know how to feel about this episode yet. Watching it on all kinds of cold medicine definitely didn't help with my viewing experience. It really kind of felt like a fever dream. But enough of the intro, let's just get into it. This video is sponsored by Raycon. It is Raycon's anniversary, and what better way to celebrate than with a deal on the Everyday Earbuds Classic. You can get 20% off your Everyday Earbuds Classic. That is the link in the description, or go to buyraycon.com/blooms to get your 20% off. And thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. The episode opens with Butters going around doing the 6-7 thing to all the people in the school, and everyone finds it absolutely hilarious. PC Principal, now known as Power Christian Principal, begins to think that all this...
Principal? What is that? What Google has to say about 6-7. 6-7 is a virtual slang term without a specific constant meaning or originating from a rap song associated with the NBA player. And that means to get rid of. Okay, so stuff I could care less about. Awesome.
6-7 is some satanic numerology stuff, so of course he invites the expert on the Antichrist to come talk to the school.
Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist.
There it is!
Knows about the Antichrist. Let's learn about the Antichrist today.
I love how they give him a little catchy jingle every time he comes on screen. It reminded me a lot of the James Cameron jingle.
Okay, that's what Sheepu was trying to tell us. Doot Doot's the song that uses it.
Also, it's a song reference. It looks like it can make somewhat sense.
So it's a song and NBA reference. Two things I don't really care for.
From back in season 16. Now, if you don't know who Peter Thiel is, he's basically a billionaire who's helped start a bunch of different companies, specifically Palantir. I'm not going to go into depth about what Palantir is specifically because it's its own rabbit hole, but essentially it's a mass surveillance company that uses AI to correlate data it's collected, and the objective is to use this AI to better understand and predict crime. It's essentially the most intrusive form of mass surveillance we have ever seen, and they have a lot of connections to things like the CIA and the White House, considering their connection to J.D. Vance. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but this is a huge rabbit hole, and I definitely encourage you to look into it. But one odd quirk of Peter Thiel specifically is that he seems to be very interested in the Antichrist. In fact, he has gone out of his way to give entire private lectures about the Antichrist.
No, I'm not 50.
Would be 50.
Mid be 50 then. I guess. I invite in Playfoot. It is 167, isn't it?
Which is kind of weird.
It's so strange to have this. You build military AI, military drone, autonomous drone technology. to export to war zones all over the world. Mm-hmm. You build domestic surveillance technology to surveil our friends and neighbors. And then your other pet passion is the Antichrist. It's odd.
Teal explains to the students that the reason the Antichrist is coming now is because Trump's penis was small enough to fit inside of Satan, which is kind of a funny way to make...
Satan has a tiny bottle that only Trump's tiny penis can fit in.
He masturbated with tweezers.
He masturbated with tweezers. Then he masturbated with chopsticks.
That, like, an actual plot point instead of just throwaway joke. So meanwhile, Trump's at the White House jerking off with a pair of tweezers, which, despite how dumb that is, I thought it was kind of funny. When J.D. Vance interrupts him to tell him that they've shut down another abortion clinic, but he also reminds him that there is one more abortion clinic that's still open. Now, we learned in the previous episode that J.D. Vance is actually pulling all the strings, and he wants Trump to get rid of the baby. So obviously, this is his way of suggesting he goes and gets an abortion. Jesus has a talk with PC Principal.
Okay, so the thing is, J.D. Vance wants to become the Antichrist. I think that's what they're going with here.
And comes to realize that his idea of Christianity isn't super aligned with what Christ actually taught.
What branch of Christianity are you?
The kind that loves his country and doesn't tolerate any fucking fags.
Yeah, see, I really think I don't belong here.
He also mentions that the vice
Wait, I just realized the kind of Christianity that PC Principal is trying to be.
What?
Classic Christian.
That means you're not wrong.
Oh, that's right. The double baby arc is happening, yep.
Principal, strong woman, has converted to his form of Christianity, and we get our first look at what that means. It's interesting.
It means the bug of the boobas, and the giant booby implants, and the giant lips, and the woman shuts the fuck up.
Christian? You ever heard of Christian?
Really? You don't know of Christian? That's like, it's classic.
Looking.
Interesting because as PC Principal became...
It would be a cool V2 model to make. One that's like South Park style.
That'd be easy, though.
Power Christian Principal.
People
One of the first
seriously don't know who Christian is.
We would react to, say, a deep dive, but they're like 4 hours long.
If you're into lore, check out the lore of this real person. It is crazy. It could be a whole documentation series.
It is!
It is, okay. Did I just hear someone not know about Christian? Apparently, too. I do not. I can do a lore dive. Good luck. You'll fry your brain. He's like...
he is the king of all cows.
To be fair, I never heard about him until my friend told me about him too.
And
so
remember when we had to go out to Virginia to help your dad out, and we started listening to Sam Alito videos.
But ultimately, he is like the most documented person in the world, I think.
He's probably more documented than Jesus. And I'm not saying as a joke, he probably is.
Ugh. The king of what? King of the low cows. Woof.
I had was, how does strong woman feel about this? So it is nice to finally see how she feels about it.
No, you're fine. You're fine, baby. I didn't know about this stuff too. God, he's just one of those. Just almost everyone apparently knew about him. I didn't know about him for a long time too. Our friend told us to watch this whole thing. It's basically just a really, really sad, pathetic person who has just the craziest transformations and the Sonic Chew medallion. Are you at least familiar with Sonic Chew?
And that she's now aligned with PC
That's
Principal. But I do
really,
kind of wish they had shown more of the steps it took to get to this point. Because it's like kind of strong woman's whole thing that she's very stubborn and isn't going to do something just because she's told to do it. Whereas it was very believable that PC Principal could be swayed in his beliefs. It wasn't as believable.
Who was it that said they had was the whole joke they had a Sonic Chew and ruined them?
Nick Rakita, Mudahar, I forget someone else.
Oh yeah, basically Sonic Chew medallions are the most cursed item in the world, and if someone has them, their life becomes ruined. Apparently this is like, what's the word I'm looking for? not something that is okay, entertainment purposes only, yeah, but it's said that Nick Rekieta, if you're familiar with him, or Mudahar, if you're familiar with him, they both got Sonichu medallions and it just ruined them.
No, Turkey, it's Chris Chan. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. He's got a longer name than a song. Or iDubbbz. iDubbbz got one too? Oh, yeah, that's right. He did get one.
Is he okay, or is he...
iDubbbz, the guy that's married to the OnlyFans whore who destroyed his whole YouTube career.
For strong woman. So I definitely would have liked to see them expand on this a little.
No, the Annabelle doll is a possessed monster. This is a curse. Yeah, the Annabelle doll is a demon inside of a doll. This is just a curse.
And show more of the process of her becoming this modern day Christian. Meanwhile, Cartman has begun laughing so hard at the 6'7" meme that he just throws up every time he hears it. And this isn't important now, but it'll come more into play later. PC Principal invites Jesus on.
I mean, it's a close analogy because the Annabelle doll does do curses and stuff and screw over people, but the Sonichu medallion I don't think is possessed per se. I think it's just a cursed item.
The Chris Chan documentary watch along streams. Dear God.
Yes.
We had to do the Gamer on Mars, and now it's split into 5 1-hour-long videos.
God, the Christian documentation would take forever to finish. Especially streaming. We'd have to do one a day for a whole year.
Or do a subathon where you just don't stop streaming.
Oh, hell no. Dude, no. Okay, I'll give you... Okay. I will give you all this. Okay. I am about to start my week of the Code 27 OC contest. Please vote for me. If you guys can manage to get me to win the grand prize, I will do a non-stop stream of reacting to the Christian lore. If I get the grand prize, I will do that. Or if I get one of the 2 $800 ones, I'll consider doing it too for that also. So if I get first, second, or third place in that, contest, I will do that.
That's like, we're talking, that's like 40, 50, 60 hour stream.
I will do a crash out stream, or I will just stay up all day and all night till I finish it. You will see me high as balls.
Or
just from the lack of sleep.
Or do what some people do, just sleep on stream while they're doing a subathon.
No, I can't do that. I would not do that. I will stay awake and just start blabbering nonsense after a while.
A double date with a good Christian woman, and it just becomes more obvious to Jesus.
God.
Only if your stream it's on the weekend. Deal, I can do it. I could do that for a weekend if I get first, second, or third place in this contest.
Is this her nipple?
Yeah, dude, when we were watching this, I was saying, look, she has weird lopsided nipples. She's got one there and then the other one's behind the wine glass higher up.
So one nipple points down, one points up.
These modern day MAGA Christian people are just not really for him.
So I just started reading the Bible, you know? I mean, I didn't actually read the Bible, but I listened to a lot of podcasts.
So Trump goes to the abortion clinic to try to convince the doctor to sneak into his room and give Satan an abortion.
Is a possessed crystal locked in a glass case in a museum. Apparently, if you take a picture or the publicity, your life falls apart and or you die.
By the way, I paused on a great image.
I'm glad he put that. That's when his butthole was pulsing too. Like a Ophelia does horribly, lose her job, everything goes. Yep.
Abortion, but of course he refuses, citing the fact that he wouldn't even know how to do an abortion on the Antichrist.
To do that, you need some kind of expert on the Antichrist.
Here it comes.
Peter Thiel explains to the teachers that all the students are involved in this satanic cult involving the numbers 6 and 7, and in order to help them, he just needs all of their data. Mr. Adler sees exactly what he's trying to do here and points it out for the rest of the teachers.
Were you handing people's personal data over to some tech billionaire preaching shit about the Bible?
PC Principal then accuses him of having a problem with Christianity and beats the crap out of him for it. Now, the message here is not very subtle, obviously showing how people like Peter Thiel and even this administration are weaponizing Christianity in order to justify justify their actions as we move closer and closer to a full-blown authoritarian police state. This is made even more obvious as Peter Thiel goes through all the school security cams and tries to make these insane conclusions from them.
2 girls doing the same thing.
Wait, why is there a camera inside the girl's bathroom?
Good question, Jesus. Why is there a camera in the girl's bathroom? I wonder what Trump thinks about the South Park arc.
I think he's trying to ignore it.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing to do is ignore it. If I remember, J.D. Vance is loving it, but I think J.D. Vance's character is a lot more less made fun of in a sense with the whole.
Also, here's the question. Mm-hmm. Good question. Why is there a camera in the girl's bathroom? Good question. Next question.
Busted yuppers.
To stop the Antichrist.
So as soon as Jesus
okay, is that a good reason? There's a camera in the girl's bathroom to stop the Antichrist. That's sure a reason.
Principal leave, Peter Thiel gives a call to J.D. Vance, who explains to him that he'll have access to all of the data he could ever want as long as this baby isn't born. Now, of course, this isn't related to the real world in any way. This is totally fictional. But on an unrelated note, did you know that J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel are actually really good friends? In fact, it's been alleged that Peter Thiel essentially groomed J.D. Vance into becoming a venture capitalist and later a politician. And despite J.D. Vance being an outspoken critic of Trump at the time, Peter Thiel actually went out of his way to take J.D. Vance to Mar-a-Lago and smooth things out with Trump. And on top of this, Peter Thiel actually recruited a bunch of venture capitalists to help fund J.D. Vance's political career, on top of his own donations, which included a $15 million donation, which is the largest amount of money donated to a single Senate candidate.
Yeah, did you know about that?
No, I did not.
You didn't know that J.D. Vance originally didn't like Trump and junk?
I knew that part.
Okay.
I didn't know about the other part.
Yeah. Yeah, it's news to me too.
Ever. So this has led some to speculate that maybe the dude who runs the mass surveillance company has some ulterior motives in getting someone elected to presidency. Now, of course, I would never say that personally, but some might. Anyways, J.D. Vance gives another call to Peter Thiel once he's back at the White House and says a line that, again, has nothing to do with anything in the real world.
When I become president, I will give you full access to everyone's data.
So Peter Thiel is going to Cartman's house because he's been vomiting nonstop every time 6-7 is mentioned, and he still believes that 6-7 is somehow tied to the Antichrist and demonic possession. When he arrives, we get this foggy exterior shot of Cartman's house with him walking up to the door, and it's very obvious that this is a parody of The Exorcist. The parody continues as Thiel meets Cartman, and he decides to test just how far gone he is.
Would you like to know how long it took me to get here?
How long?
Around 6 or 7 minutes, I'm not...
Meanwhile, Jesus is on another double date with PC Principal, and he's getting really fed up with this whole MAGA Christianity thing.
You know, they're all just a bunch of libtards anyways. I know what's up. I listen to podcasts. You want to know who I think the Antichrist is? Greta Thunberg.
PC Principal follows him to the bathroom and begins to accuse him of not liking Christianity or having a problem with it. And Jesus explains to him what his real problems are with this movement.
Look, I don't know what you think Christianity is, but it has nothing to do with that. You need a way to bully people, and you're using the Bible to do it.
Of course, this leads to PC Principal then beating up Jesus, which is, again, a not-so-subtle commentary on how far removed these people's beliefs actually are from that of Christ, to the point where PC Principal is literally beating up Jesus. Meanwhile, Peter Thiel is still attempting to exorcise Cartman, but he doesn't get anywhere, and he tells Leanne that he has to take Cartman to D.C. We then cut back to Jesus sadly walking through the streets as he tries to reconcile what Christianity has become, but in the end, he decides to return.
What about the TJ Maxx?
I never shopped at TJ Maxx.
Well, yeah, I think it's like a clothing store or something. So he thinks Cartman is possessed by a demon. Yes, he thinks Cartman could be the key to stopping the Antichrist.
Turn to the restaurant and grab his Christian woman, and he fully embraces.
Look at her. Okay, so.
See, I told you. See? There. Then there. Shut up.
Is what it really means to be a modern Christian. Now, this definitely surprised me because personally, I didn't expect Jesus to give in to PC Principal's new Christianity, and at this point,
yeah, I'm curious where this is going. Don't do this to Jesus. What they do to Jesus?
We cannot show this to our friend.
Oh God, no.
point, I don't really understand why he even did, because this is where the episode ends. So realistically, I think they're going to pick up these plots in the next episode and continue with a more serialized story. And I'm sure during the story, they're going to explain why Jesus made this decision and what that actually means. They also left Peter Thiel's story on a cliffhanger with him saying that he needs to take Cartman to DC. So to me, it definitely seems like they've planned out some kind of overarching storyline that they will follow in the next couple of episodes. So now let's go ahead and talk about the things I liked and didn't like about this episode.
It would be funny if Butters was the Antichrist the entire time.
That would work.
No, but he has to come out of Satan's butthole.
I thought it would be a funny joke. I'm not predicting this. If they gave birth to the baby and the baby was Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah.
that would be like a 180 turn that would just piss so many people off and it'd be funny.
So like I said at the beginning, I really do not know how to feel about this episode. One thing they continued from the previous episode that I appreciated in that episode.
What if Kenny was the Antichrist all along? He kept coming back. They had settled that whole plot line with Kenny. Wait, that might work because Kenny was part of a cult thing.
Oh, yeah.
They did a whole thing with Kenny being in a whole cult. Is Kenny, Kenny came back, didn't he?
I haven't seen Kenny the whole time. Like, maybe once in the whole season.
But he's alive again. Yeah?
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be Kenny.
I think it's just going to be a whole new character. Unless they're going to do like an old reference to, back in the old day, they did have like a Damien character that they used.
Yeah.
They could bring that kid back.
Episode was the fact that the Trump and Satan plotline was very minimal in the episode. I think at this point they've kind of found the perfect amount of Trump and Satan to be in the episode without it just becoming super annoying and overdone. And again, I think that just lends itself to these plots because they're funnier when they're not overdone. And I think in this case it was still pretty funny with him continuing his quest to get an abortion for Satan. I also ended up really enjoying the Jesus and PC Prince.
Yeah, Tally knows. Tally knows what the J.D. Vance is plotting. Tally might be the answer to fixing things.
He's stuck to the wall.
He's stuck to the towel rack. Kenny was contained to to Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Oh,
yeah. Plotline that played out. Having Jesus be at odds with this new brand of Christianity was a pretty funny way to show just how far removed this MAGA Christianity is from anything Jesus believed or taught. And I really like how they tied that idea into how the government and Peter Thiel are using this form of Christianity as a tool. Peter Thiel specifically positioning himself to say, guys, we should totally be worried about the Antichrist. Who knows when it's going to come? But don't worry, I'm on your side.
What if? Okay. Obviously, they pay attention to real world. What if the Satan gives birth to the three-eyed Atlas?
Oh God!
I hope they do something.
It looks like Frogan.
And I'm here to protect you. And all you have to do to have that protection is give up all of your freedom and liberty. It's a tale as old as time, convincing people that giving up their freedom and privacy is totally worth it as long as they're safe. And using Christianity to fearmonger about the coming of the Antichrist is a very effective way to get people to buy into whatever you're selling. And in this case, that is a totalitarian surveillance state. And I did really enjoy that they made fun of Peter Thiel in this episode. I thought they did a great job with it. Specifically, I really loved the Exorcist parody at the end. I honestly think that was probably the highlight of the episode for me.
Me too.
And of course, Peter Thiel's theme song was incredibly catchy. Now, honestly, there wasn't much I specifically disliked about this episode. Obviously, the 6'7" stuff was just kind of cringe.
You're right, because his butthole's super tiny, and she's super... Unless she's like Slug, it could be like it'd be like sploosh. God, I wish I had.
There's Kenny right there, so
yeah, Kenny's right there.
But I mean, I thought they executed it in a way that was probably the least cringy it could be, because like I said, they didn't even try to understand what it actually means. In fact, the mystery of what it means becomes a plot point in itself, as everyone thinks it has something to do with the Antichrist. I also didn't really like the ending very much because, as I mentioned, it doesn't really make sense for Jesus to all of a sudden just switch to this new mag.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
By the way, I got to the Alien last night, Alien Isolation.
I'm not playing it.
You can put it on easy mode.
I'm not playing it.
It's fun.
I'm not playing it.
Chat, should you play it?
No.
Once you get done with, say, Silent Hill F?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's like Silent Hill F versus Stellar Blade.
Stop it. It's not like Stellar Blade. I can't jump and slash. Are you kidding me?
You can shoot.
I don't do shoots!
Or bash a robot in the head with a wrench.
I don't want to hurt the robo.
They won't hurt you.
Aww.
Yes.
Now.
Christianity. But
Make
like
me
I said,
win
this
my
is definitely
contest,
setting
and I'll
up to be a
consider it.
multi-part overarching storyline that's probably going to be explained eventually. So until then, I can't really be too upset at the ending. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. I'm going to go take a nap because I'm sick and tired. Probably going to take like a 6 or 7 hour long nap. I don't know, but I'll...
Oof. Yeah, everyone's starting to get sick. It's getting cold. Winter's approaching. Oh, thank you for joining us for this video. Bye. Thank you all for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It would make me very happy. Kiss, kiss, hug, hug.